amendment to R16-180, item L, adjusting FY 2016 appropriation for certain funds and program strategies to provide for actual expenditures and adjusting fiscal year 2017 operating and capital appropriations. And this is Councilor Davis's by request. I move A do pass.
Mr. Chairman, before we make a motion on it, does this happen to pertain to any YDI programs? Or is it going to be cut?
Mr. Chairman, this bill includes some deductions in the Family and Community Services Department. There are not any cuts to any YDI program that I'm aware of. They were mostly in the substance abuse program and did not include any of that.
Okay, I just needed to know if I need to recuse myself from this vote, so there's nothing to do with YDI. Okay.
All right. So we do have a motion and a second for a do pass. And we do also have a committee amendment sponsored by Councilor Winter.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me see if I can say this clearly. What this is this is an amendment to R-118 on page 3, delete line 32, on page 4, delete lines 1, 12, 13, 20, and 23rd. And the explanation is this amendment removes budget adjustment amounts totaling $650,000 that were earmarked to provide for property crime reduction pilot program as proposed by R-16125. The program, along with the addition of APD PSAs proposed by R-16123, are still being vetted in front of this council. In fact, we have two bills today that we are going to hopefully move without recommendation because Councilor Sanchez, myself, and Councilor Davis are working on these police crime bills that we want to have a little time to work on, but we've got to take the money out and then take them to full council. Is that clear enough? Perfect.
There's a motion and a second for committee amendment number 1. Any further discussion on that? Seeing none, all in favor of the amendment, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Opposed? And that passes. So back on the bill as amended, and the motion was for a do pass on this one.
Without recommendation of the full council.
So this one, the motion is for without recommendation?
No, this is 118, so this doesn't have to be.
So this one is
a do pass.
A do pass, and then on the next one, after the subsequent bill comes, so this will be without recommendation. So this is for due pass on R-16-118. Any further discussion? All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Yes. And that passes. Brings us to item O, R-16-123. Councilor Sanchez.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That is making an appropriation to the Albuquerque Police Department to provide for additional police service aide positions. And I'm glad to hear that Councilor Winter and Councilor Davis have their bill. I think we can come to some compromise and maybe come up with a floor substitute that will benefit both bringing in more police service aides, because I think the police service aides are the future of the Albuquerque Police Department, but I definitely want to work closely with Chief Eaton and his staff before we come back to the next council meeting. And I have one amendment to de-appropriate the money, because in your bill, I guess you can also de-appropriate the funding.
Yes.
And it would be committee amendment number 1 to R-16-118.
Councilor Sanchez, I don't think you moved it yet, or did you?
I move approval without a recommendation.
Okay, so second. Okay, so the motion is second for without recommendation.
And then I've got committee amendment number 1 to R-16-123, and that reads on page 2, strike lines 1 through 11, and replace it with the following: section 1, that the city will work with city administrators and the Office of Management and Budget to identify the funding necessary to provide for the 15 additional police service aide positions.
There's a motion and a second for committee amendment number 1 to R-16-123. Any discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, all those in favor say yes.
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 Opposed? And that passes, and we're back on the bill.
And before I close, I just want to say that our police service aid program has been a great success. And one of the nice things about the program is these young individuals that are coming in are a lot of local talent. They understand the community, they understand the culture, and basically they are vested in our community and want to serve in the Albuquerque Police Department and will make a career out of being a police officer and not leave to another municipality or jurisdiction, but I just think that the PSA program has been a great success story, and these are the future police officers of our community. And urge your support.
We have a motion for a, without recommendation of full council as amended. All those in favor say yes?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, opposed, and that passes. And that brings us to item P, R16-125, Councilor Winter.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and this is, Councilor Davis and I are carrying this, and this is a property crime reduction program. It's R-16-125, so I'll move a do pass without recommendation. I'll just move into the full council without recommendation.
Okay.
And what we're trying to do is because we're working really hard to get more police officers, and I think we're doing a good job. But the problem is, I think our property crime, since they're priority 3 cars, are what's suffering. So police officers, if they have long wait times, they're going to be the last cause to be taken. And so I think a lot of folks are just getting really upset. So what this does is it creates a mechanism that will have a group of city employees that will respond to these calls that are trained investigators, forensic folks, and even some PSAs that can handle these calls, and that's the only calls that they will handle. And what it does, it leaves our certified officers to handle the rest of the calls. So I think it's something that we can do in the meantime as a stopgap until we get our full range of officers. And so that's what it does. And so what we're going to do is work with Councilor Sanchez on the PSAs, because they kind of work together on this. And so I just urge your support to move to full council without recommendation.
Sorry, I'm having trouble with the
Any
connection.
other discussion?
Please try again.
Weighing in there, Chief?
Yeah,
Electronically?
electronically. Wasn't me.
Hope that's not Dr. Ginger, right?
Yeah. That's funny.
There's a motion and a second to send to the full council without recommendation, R-16-125. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, opposed, and that passes.